Sing me a song, I'm the piano man. Billy Joel. I like that for some reason or other. Sing me a song, I'm the piano man. I like stories myself. Um, Let me tell you this little weird story. Most of this is made up, but I was down on Pine Avenue in Ocala, Florida, some years and years and years ago. And I remember I'm making this up, okay? So don't get too excited. And while I was on Pine Avenue, I heard this one-eyed midget shouting the word now. Now, somebody's probably going to take offense out there because I said a one-eyed midget. Well, anyway, I heard this one-eyed midget shouting the word now. And it left a profound impression on me. Now, the real story behind it is that's a quotation from one of Bob Dylan's songs. I heard this one-eyed midget shouting the word now. So why did it affect me so much? Well, Jesus is now. He said, I'm with you all days, even to the end of the world. And not just now present to me, Jesus is now every place in the world. Again, I'll remind you of another little boy who had some issues, with whatever they diagnose children with, attention deficit disorder or whatever. But on a given day, he was visiting here with his great-grandparents, and he was all over the place, as hyper children often are. And whatever reason, he took one look at me when he came across me, and from about 20 feet away from me, he said, "Are you Jesus?" So let me torment you, little video watcher. Are you Jesus? Jesus is now. So the book I want to touch on in the Bible today is called the Song of Songs, or it's the Canticle of Canticles. It's the most beautiful of all songs that I know of. There's no mention at all in it of God, and yet the whole thing is about God, but not by name. There's some people think that this one might have been sung in the pubs. It's a love song. Some people think that. So I'll read you a little bit of it today, the Song of Songs, and it's attributed to Solomon. Now, again, the songwriter in Israel was King David. He wrote 150 psalms inspired by God. But here's one attributed to Solomon. And he was the son of David. And it's called the Song of Songs, the most beautiful of all songs, which is Solomon. And the bride is talking first. So imagine this woman, wherever, she's in her bedroom. She addresses the bridegroom who is not present. And she says, the bridegroom, of course, is Christ. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. Your love is more delightful than wine. Delicate is the fragrance of your perfume. You are charming beyond words. Your name is an oil poured out. Your very name heals the nations. And that is why the maidens love you. Draw me in your footsteps. Let us run. And then the king has brought me into his rooms. You will be our joy and our gladness. We shall praise your love above wine. How right it is to love you. So she's singing a love song to somebody who's not present. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. I know, and maybe you will know as well, the bridegroom happens to be Christ, but you don't see that immediately when you might think that you're reading just a love song. The bride says, I am black, but lovely, daughters of Jerusalem. Again, I have suffered a great deal. I'm black. I'm hurt. I am black, but lovely, daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the pavilions of Salmon. Take no notice of my swarthiness. It is the sun that has burnt me. My mother's sons turned their faces on me. They made me look after the vineyards, had I only looked after my own. So the bride was sent into exile and all of these things in the desert for 40 years. Tell me then, you whom my heart loves, where will you lead your flock? Where will you rest it at noon? That I may no more wander like a vagabond besides the flocks of your companions. And I skip the next little part of it. There's a kind of a chorus then kicks in. If you do not know this, O loveliest of women, if you don't know who your bridegroom is, O loveliest of women, follow the tracks of the flock and take your kids to graze close by the shepherd's tents, Mount Zion. So I'm going to skip something now and just do the second poem, and just want you to have a taste of it. And don't forget now, the bridegroom is Christ and you are the bride. The bride is again speaking. I hear my beloved. See how he comes, leaping on the mountains, bounding over the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle, like a young stag. Now visualize the deer, the stag, jumping from mountain to mountain to mountain. One of the titles of God in the Old Testament is El Shaddai, called Mountain God. That's who's jumping from hill to hill, like the ark came to rest on Mount Ararat. Moses and Elijah met God on Mount Sinai. Jesus preached the Sermon on the Mount. You have Mount Calvary. I hear my beloved, see how he comes, leaping on the mountains, bounding over the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle, like a young stag. See where he stands behind our wall, like somebody knocking at your door or your window. See where he stands behind our wall. He looks in at the window. He peers through the lattice. Then he says about you, my beloved lifts up his voice. He says to me, come then, my love, my lovely one, come. For see, winter is past. The rains are over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The seasons of glad songs has come. The cooing of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree is forming its first figs, and the blossoming vines give out their fragrance. It's springtime. And then the groom says again to you, come then, my love, my lovely one, come. My dove, hiding in the clefts of the rock, in the coverts of the cliff, show me your face. Let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is beautiful. Little change. Catch the foxes for us, the little foxes that make havoc on the vineyards, for our vineyards are in flower. the bride of Christ, the Jewish people, have hostile neighbors. So he refers to them here as catch the foxes for us, the little foxes that make havoc of the vineyards, for our vineyards are in flower. And then look at this. My beloved is mine and I am his. Okay, you're standing in front of Christ. My beloved is mine and I am his. He pastures his sheep among the lilies. Before the dawn wind rises, before the shadows flee, return, be my beloved, like a gazelle, like a young stag on the mountains of the covenant. And just one little last part, and we'll let it rest then. You know, you can go through terrible times in your lifetime. You can be sick and tired and weary. You can be depressed. You can be whatever. And even your sleep at night can be dreadful. So watch this here again now. On my bed at night, I sought him whom my heart loves, seeking Christ. On my bed at night, I sought him whom my heart loves. I sought but did not find him. So I will rise and go through the city, in the streets and the squares. I will seek him whom my heart loves. I sought but did not find him. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for what is right. The watchmen will be the prophets. The watchmen came upon me on their rounds in the city. Have you seen him whom my heart loves? Scarcely had I passed them, then I found him whom my heart loves. I held him fast, nor would I let him go, till I had brought him into my mother's house, into the room of her who conceived me. Well, that's enough romance for one day. But anyway, it's called the Song of Songs. And when you read it, please, if you do on your own, you are the bride that he is seeking. See my beloved leaping across the mountains, bounding across the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle, like a young stag on the mountains of the covenant. And you can see him with his final desire for you when he says from the cross, I thirst. So he was thirsting for you. Is God divided up into millions of people? Because God is God. His love for any individual is absolute. And you say, well, what about the other people? My love for them is absolute. He's not divided up like human love is. God totally loves you. He is the bridegroom. In case some of the men out there are a bit concerned about all this romance, I'd like to just point out something from, we're made up of body, soul, and spirit. In the Spanish, anima, it's a feminine noun for the soul, so we're all feminine from God's point of view. And at every Mass, whether anybody likes it or not, there's a marriage proposal when the priest takes the cup of wine and says, take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new covenant, the new marriage. By drinking from the cup, by receiving Holy Communion, you are being married to Christ. Joseph, as you know, when he approached Mary for the first time, there was no dating went on or anything of that nature. But Joseph would have gone to Mary's parents to pay a price for the bride. it wasn't that she was bought and sold. Um, it's just that the family would be losing so much by giving up their daughter. So something like that was going on. But then Joseph, uh, without words, would go before Mary and with a cup of wine. And she didn't have to speak and he didn't have to speak. She takes the cup of wine, she drinks, and Joseph drinks. They're married. And then like Christ, Joseph goes away. He goes to prepare a place for Mary to live with him. And he might be gone 9 months or a year or 2 years. And then when the house is ready, Joseph would come back, and at night they'd blow on the shofar, the ram's horn, and Joseph and his groomsmen would approach Mary's village, and Mary and her bridesmaids would say the 10 bridesmaids would rise from their beds, and they would be carried in procession back to Joseph's house. Now, if you look at the behavior of Jesus, take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new covenant, the new marriage. And he went away because the next day he was dead. And he told them before he died on the cross, do not let your hearts be troubled. I go to prepare a place for you. The bridegroom, preparing heaven for us. And when they asked him when he was coming back, he said, only the Father knows. And so Jesus will return at the sound of the archangel's trumpet and the word of command from his Father. And we will be gathered to the Lord eternally and forever. Amen.